Okay, we'll be doing another practice here in 2-point perspective. That's where we have two vanishing points. And so on this one, we're going to be creating the letter M. And again, with any perspective drawing, you want to start with your horizon line that's right in the center. Okay. Again, the horizon line, just like when you see a sunset, the idea that this is the land or the water and that this is the sky, all right? And that is the horizon. And again, I'm going to do the two vanishing points. So I've got 1 and 2. I've got my VP1 and VP2, vanishing point 1 and vanishing point 2. And the reason we're doing these is because our next major grade assignment will be it'll be a 2-point perspective drawing. So that's why I want to get some practice in. And again, with 2-point perspective, you want to start with the corner of the object, starting with the corner. So in this case, we're doing the letter M. And I'll start with the corner about, let's say here, from here to here, okay? And again, that has 2 points at either end of the line. And so just as before with the corner, I'm going to connect the 2 points at either end of the line to my vanishing point 1 and to the vanishing point 2. So here's this point here, and then this point over here. And this one's going to go this way over to vanishing point 2 and also to vanishing point 2. Right, so it kind of looks like a kite that is sideways, all right? And then I'm going to create my end point. So again, what is the depth of this letter? And remember that if this is a vertical line, as I move the ruler over, it's going to remain a vertical line. So vertical line, vertical line. A lot of people make the mistake here where they want to turn it. They want to turn this way, and make these angles here. No, it's a vertical line. Move the ruler, just sliding the ruler over, and then another vertical line. All right, and this is going to show the depth of the letter, the thickness of the letter. And then over here, we'll show the other end of the letter over on this side. So again, that's the corner. Vertical line, move over here. Also vertical line in between those two. All right, now I'm going to show the thickness of the letter on the inside. So I'm going to have these two sort of very, very lightly, I'm just going to draw these kind of 2 columns. So from here to here. All right, and then I want that same width right there, so that's about 2 centimeters. So because it's in perspective, it'll be a little bit thinner as it goes farther away, so just slightly thinner. Another line. Okay, I've got my 2 columns of the M. Now I'm going to do these 2 V shapes. They're one V shape and then a second V shape, and one will start right here, and it's just going to be a V that's going to go down to sort of the center point, whatever the center point here. And you don't have to measure it. I mean, you can just kind of eyeball it. But there's a point here and a point here. Right? And again, that same thickness of whatever this thickness is. So I think we said that it was 2 centimeters. So imagine that this V is also 2 centimeter. So starting here, about there. And then I'm going to make the second V. That's going to go down to, we'll have it end about here. Make sure these are aligned. Yeah. Okay, so now I have that letter M. I'm going to erase some of the lines that I don't need. And we don't need the horizon line going through the letter because it would be behind it. And I'll darken in some of these lines. All right. Okay, so now we get to the point where we're going to show the depth of the letter M. And so I'll erase this line. We don't need that anymore. Or this one. So this point of the M right here, this point at the top and the right, is going to go toward your vanishing point 1. So again, as I draw that line, it's going toward the vanishing point 1, and then when it hits the letter, it stops. Okay? And then erase that part of the horizon. And the same with this point right here at the bottom part of the M. So as I'm going to match up that with the vanishing point 1, and it's going to go toward that direction. So it shows the depth going back into that direction. And then we will also see this area right here, the bottom part of the right, also going toward vanishing point 1. Notice that when it hits the letter, it stops. Right? And that is my three-dimensional letter M. I can go ahead and erase the rest of these perspective lines. I'm going to leave the horizon line behind it. All right. And another way to show depth that we were doing before is to start to add value to this. So I can imagine that if, let's say, the light is coming from this direction, if the light's coming from this direction, then this is going to be in shadow, and under here is also going to be in shadow. And so I can go in and start to put in a shadow on this side, just like we did with our range of value. So I can have some areas that are darker, some that are lighter. Notice I'm using the side of the pencil. And maybe it gets a bit lighter as it goes toward the top of the letter, because maybe there's more light as it goes further up into the sky. It's as if this is a giant building. It's like some type of contemporary building that's in the shape of a letter. And also, if this is the light coming from this direction, then maybe it even has a cast shadow coming from here. So there's some type of cast shadow on the ground, and the same under here. Now your shadows don't have to follow the perspective lines. Maybe there's a shadow coming from this direction. And so as we put in those shadows, those can be a lot darker, especially under here. This would be, because again, this would be sort of the darkest area of the M. So I'm going to shade that in the darkest area. All right, same in here. This would be some of the darkest area here. And maybe it gets a little bit lighter as it goes down toward the ground, some reflected light. Right? Same in here. There would be some shadow, but not as much as down here, because it's toward the sky, so it's a bit more light up here. And so you can see that even with the value and the different planes of the shape, I can make it appear more and more three-dimensional using two-point perspective and using our value scale to make things appear three-dimensional. All right? Good luck and have fun.